Usually when a tech company releases a limited edition, two things happen. It looks cooler and it costs way more. But Ayaneo, they just broke the rules. They released this, the Pocket DMG Bright Silver Edition. It looks like a premium piece of 90s nostalgia, but here is the crazy part. It is over $100 cheaper than the original launch price. Is this the ultimate deal of 2024, or is there a catch? Did they cut corners on the build quality? Is that metal shell actually real? And can this strange touchpad design actually replace a joystick? Today, we are tearing down the hype, analyzing the specs, and telling you if this $339 Game Boy killer is a steal or a mistake. Buckle up. Let's rewind a bit. The vertical handheld, the form factor defined by the Nintendo Game Boy in 1989. For decades, we moved to wide horizontal screens for 3D gaming. But recently, thanks to devices like the Analog Pocket, the vertical nostalgia is back. But while most companies are making budget emulation toys, Ayaneo decided to go ultra premium. They didn't want to just play Game Boy games, they wanted a device that could play everything in a vertical body. But when they first launched the Pocket DMG, it was nearly $450. That was a hard pill to swallow. Enter the Bright Silver Edition. This isn't just a new color, it is a strategic repositioning. Ayaneo slashed the price to $339 for the base model. That puts it directly in the ring with heavyweights like the AYN Odin 2. But to drop the price that much, what did they sacrifice? Let's look at the hardware. Under the hood, this thing is a monster. It's powered by the Snapdragon G3x Gen 2. This isn't a recycled phone chip. It has 8 cores clocking up to 3.36 GHz. The GPU is the Adreno A320, which is basically an Adreno 740, doubling the graphics power of the previous generation. What does this mean for you? It means you aren't just playing Tetris, you are playing Genshin Impact at high settings. You are running heavy shaders on retro emulators without a stutter. And unlike your smartphone, which gets hot and throttles, the Pocket DMG has active cooling, a real fan, and copper pipes. It maintains a 15W TDP, so you can game for hours without losing performance. But raw power is nothing without a good display. This is a 3.92-inch OLED panel with a resolution of 1240 by 1080. With 419 ppi, it's Retina quality. Since it's OLED, the contrast is infinite. If you love 8-bit games with black backgrounds, they look incredible here. The 8:7 aspect ratio is a bold choice, optimizing specifically for Retro 4.3 content. But here is the elephant in the room, the controls. The left stick is a Hall effect sensor. Perfect, no drift. But look at the right side. Where is the stick? It's gone. Ayaneo replaced the right analog stick with a multi-touch touchpad. It keeps the design flat and clean, sure, but for first-person shooters, it requires a learning curve. It works like a mouse or a virtual stick. Innovative? Yes. Controversial? Absolutely. Now, let's address the biggest misconception about this Bright Silver Edition. A lot of people see the pictures and think, oh, it's a metal edition. I hate to break it to you, it is not metal. It is high-quality plastic with metallic paint. But wait, that is actually a good thing. If this was solid CNC aluminum, it would weigh close to 400 grams. This version weighs only 278 grams. When you are holding a vertical device, weight balance is everything. The plastic keeps the center of gravity neutral, preventing it from feeling top-heavy. Plus, this material choice is likely how they managed to drop the price by over $100. It looks premium, inspired by 80s electronics, but it won't tire your wrists. So, can it run Crysis? Well, let's talk emulation. PlayStation 2, it crushes it. 95% of the library runs at 2x or 3x resolution via Aether SX2. GameCube and Wii, perfect via Dolphin. But remember, the triggers are digital, not analog. So for games like Super Mario Sunshine, you might need some software remapping. Switch emulation? It's surprisingly capable with light 3D games like Mario Kart 8, even though emulator development has slowed down. Software-wise, it runs Android 13 with ISpace. It's gotten much better at managing your library and TDP settings on the fly. So should you buy it? If you're in the US or Australia, at $339 for the 8GB 128GB model, this is arguably the best value vertical handheld right now. It's cheaper than the launch price and more powerful than almost anything else in this form factor. However, a word of caution for my international viewers, especially in places with high import taxes like Vietnam or parts of Europe. Import fees can be brutal. In Vietnam, for example, the price can jump from $339 to over $600, 14.5 million VND due to taxes and warranty risks. So always calculate your landed cost before hitting that Back This Project button. The Ayaneo Pocket DMG Bright Silver isn't just a pretty face. It is a correction. Ayaneo realized their pricing was too high, and they fixed it. You get the best screen, the best chip, and a unique design finally at a fair price. If you can live with the touchpad instead of a right stick, this might just be the endgame handheld for retro lovers. What do you think? Is the price drop enough to make you switch from a horizontal console? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into retro tech. See you in the next one.